Hey, hey, hey. This is Keith right back at you because I screwed up. I got so caught up in my conversation with the awesome Justin Summers that I forgot to mention that we have Most Excellent Entertainment logo shirts. If you want to walk around wearing that on your chest, um, there will be a link in the description to go check out the shirts, man. They're really reasonably priced. We've got them in a couple really cool colors. Personally, I'm going to get a tank top in the baby blue because I think it'll look pretty dope with the logo on it. You don't have to just get standard black, especially with our logo. There's some cool pinks and purples and stuff that you can get that will definitely pop. Um, so yeah, man, please support us. Go grab some shirts. We do this for the love and for the cool conversations and the fun times. But yeah, man, if you can help us out, throw a few bucks our way and get yourself a nice shirt while you're doing it, it would be appreciated. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Most Excellent Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Keith. And with us this week, we have a wrestling promoter, a musician, a family man, just an all-around awesome guy. He just celebrated a birthday and had his first pro wrestling event this past week. His second pro wrestling event this past week. Please welcome Mr. Justin Summers.
Thank you very much for having me, Keith.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on.
100%.
So, as I mentioned in the setup there, you are a wrestling promoter and a musician, and you're kind of doing both simultaneously. From what I saw, there's your band, the Herschel Jones Band, has something new coming out really soon. Tomorrow. There you go. Yeah, and you're constantly putting these wrestling shows together. How is that working out for you? Like doing both at the same time?
It's a fine balancing act. I mean, kudos to the guys in the bands. We kind of try and jam on Fridays as often as we can. We have a lot of fun with that. There's like a fun first mentality there, and that kind of coincides with Island Pro Wrestling too. We make sure to do it fun first. It's supposed to be a good hobby, right? So
Sure.
we're not in it for making a pile of money or anything. We're doing it for good times, good memories, good laughs, and just good entertainment all around.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Have you tied in the wrestling to the music at all?
Actually, this past Saturday, we had our second event, IPW Game On. It was the Kickstarter of the tournament for our heavyweight championship title, and we actually used a Herschel Jones song as part of the advertisements for for the wrestling event, which was it was pretty cool to do that.
For sure, man. I listened to the songs that you guys have out, and it can definitely fit with the vibe for wrestling. Like it's aggressive and it's
We
good
want to
stuff,
keep
man.
that like '90s attitude era sort of thing going on with the wrestling promotion too. So yeah, it kind of does go a little bit hand in hand with that heaviness that goes behind wrestling and my music taste. So
Sure, right on, man. So, you mentioned Island Pro Wrestling had their second event, and it was a tournament. I was
yeah.
checking out the roster a little bit, and you've got some good looking guys on there, like guys who could definitely be on TV.
Yeah.
How important is it to you to not just get good wrestlers, but also get wrestlers who look the part?
Well, we want to be that promotion that springboards people to the next level. I want them to gain notoriety here. We put a lot of high-end production behind our events. So shout out to House Front Productions and their great job on doing everything behind the scenes for the Island Pro Wrestling events. But yeah, that's it's super important. We want to have a great looking product. We want to have great looking talent. We want to be able to showcase them appropriately, give them the pop. We got the pyro, we got the smoke geysers, we got all the stuff behind it. So, like a lot of the talent that we've brought in here has never had a pop entrance like
Right.
that before. So, even before the event started, we were kind of like doing some tests on the pyro and stuff, and all the guys doing practice runs in the ring were just like, "Whoa, we got pyro!" Like, yeah, it was pretty cool to see everybody get jacked up for that.
That's awesome, man. And then stuff like that'll get the crowd going right
Yeah,
away too, you know.
yeah, 100%.
And I'm only really familiar. I mean, obviously, I've watched Canadian Indies on the on YouTube and whatnot, but I'm really a lot more familiar with the American wrestling scene.
Yep.
Um, so for those of us who aren't as familiar with the Canadian wrestling scene, what's it like up there? Like,
I mean, there's quite a few promotions in the Atlantic area here. I'd say there's probably a dozen or so promotions. Um, I I'm new to the wrestling scene. I only bought the company back in January. We're kind of revitalizing what was a dying brand. So we're like re-winning talent over, re-winning fans over, kind of just rebuilding from the ground up. So we didn't necessarily like look around at other promotions and being like, hey, what are they doing? We just kind of went in with this vision of like, let's have fun. Let's give a great quality production and let's try and get these talents showcased to the masses. And I mean, our event this past Saturday, we had over 2,300 people tune in live online to watch the event. So that was awesome. Like,
that is
it,
awesome.
yeah, just to know that the talent that we're bringing in, they're being showcased not even just here locally, but like globally on the internet. So
Right on, man. And how are you streaming that? Are you just doing Facebook Live or YouTube, or how's that going out?
we actually invested a little bit of money. We went and got Streamlabs. We bought the Ultra Pro on that. That way, we're able to live out to Twitch. We're able to live out to YouTube, Facebook. There's multi-stream platforms that we can hit all at once. So that was super fun to do because everybody just kind of like pooled in and like everybody was like giving it to each other in the chat and all that sort of stuff too. So
Right.
that was always fun.
That's awesome, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And one of the reasons why I asked is because like a big production like this for an indie in down here, especially second show in, is
Mhm.
kind of rare. I mean, it's cool that you guys are doing stuff to make yourself stand out and really showcase the
Yeah, we
wrestling
want
and
to
the
push the
talent.
needle, man. We want to make all the other promotions be like, hey, how can we do better and not just throw together a show with a ragtime crew of wrestlers or something like that. Like actually put a little bit of work into it and just try and drive that needle up so everybody brings their A game all the time.
Right on.
Yeah.
So you said you recently purchased the promotion.
Yep.
Um, was this like was pro wrestling something that you always wanted to do, or was it a business opportunity that fell into your lap? Like, how did that come about?
I would say more the latter there. The previous guy had been making some life changes and was looking to get away from it. The brand was struggling. Um, the the previous owner was not so much a business owner as he was a wrestling fan. So he was trying to do it for the love of the wrestling, and I got a lot of respect for that. But just some of the business stuff that kind of has to take precedence whenever you're dealing with this industry because if you don't have a proper foundation, you're not going to be able to frame on top of it. So um, we just kind of took it step by step. We bought the promotion. Actually, I was approached about buying the promotion. I called my best buddy Chris Frizzle. I was like, "Hey man, you want to buy a fucking wrestling company?" And he was like, "Hell yeah, bro, let's do it." So we bought it together, and then we actually shopped off some ownership to other people and built a board of directors. So
Nice.
whenever now we're 7 people total involved in the company, and it's kind of like a divide and conquer situation where the other board of directors have some like niche skills that we can implement into the company, and everybody takes a little slice off the pie, and it's always fun first. That's the biggest thing, is make sure it's fun, not just for the fans but for us too. We want to have fun
Heck
doing
yeah.
this.
Heck yeah. So yeah, when you mentioned 7 people and you said everybody's got their own set of skills and stuff, um, is everybody pretty good about who gets divided, like how the work gets divided up? Or because I know like I've worked in wrestling companies where there was a committee and eventually the committee would kind of certain members would push the boundaries and try to get a little bit more, especially when it came to the creative side of things. Everybody starts thinking they can write a wrestling show. Um,
Yeah,
how's
we
that
we've
working out
been
so far?
Yeah, we've been super fortunate in that regards, that some of the people that invested said, I don't want to be part of the creative. I don't want to be part of certain things. This is where I would be comfortable. So it was kind of cool. We kind of vetted those people whenever we were getting them to buy in. But overall, like there's probably 4 of us that run the creative side of things. We're always bouncing ideas off each other, building storylines. That was one thing I did find lacked in our area, was a promotion that was building storylines. So we really wanted to push a good narrative there. But then we got people on the board of directors who are very production people, like go getters and get her done sort of people. So I mean, everybody's kind of just, I don't know, normally fallen into their like certain roles of what they want to do. There's people on the committee who are very list oriented people to keep us organized, and then there's people on the committee like myself that are just like all over the place all the
Yeah,
time. So it kind of balances each other out.
that's awesome, man. Um, yeah, storylines, I think even on a national level is
Hmm.
something that wrestling is kind of struggling with right now.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think that that's something that will like clear a clear direction is important when you're
Yep.
putting a company together. Um, and so going towards that, you just had the beginnings of your tournament. Um,
Yep.
has anyone emerged as the clear star at this point, or like how did that go, man?
There's a handful of people vying for that position, man. Like we decided to do the heavyweight championship tournament. We would do it over the course of 2 events. We didn't want it to feel rushed. We wanted to make sure that the quality and the storylines were being built appropriately for that prestigious title, right? So to have a tournament all in one night and then just crown somebody, it didn't feel right to me. So
Okay.
I wanted to make sure to do it over the course of 2 rounds. We just finished round one. We have, you know, August Artois was up here from Florida, and he ended up winning his round. So he'll be coming back in September for our next one. We got Giant Orion, who won his bracket against Alex Silva, ex TNA guy there.
Mhm.
Like, and yeah, I don't know, man. Rick Owens beat Bobby Boyette. That was a brawn versus brawn match, and then we had a no contest happen too, where Logan Green and the Ghost Ricky Mortis ended up having a no contest. The match never started, and Logan had brought some friends with him and ended up putting Ricky through a door. So it,
Oops.
oh yeah, it got pretty wild there. That's
Yeah.
one thing I've learned in wrestling, is like sometimes there's like scripted drama, and then sometimes there's like real life drama that
Right.
overflows onto the match cards. So that was a uh, that was a grudge match between those boys for sure, even though there was no match. So,
Right. 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 So, is somebody catching a bye now because of that match getting thrown out?
well, now we're kind of back to the drawing board. I mean, it gives us a little bit of creativity influence there. We could inject somebody. Maybe we have them go off against each other again to see who gets to the next round. We've been kind of bouncing some ideas back and forth. So, the biggest thing I can say is stay tuned to our social medias to see how that story is going to play out.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and another thing, like in wrestling, at least on a national level, and sort of on a smaller level too. Like women's wrestling has really come to the forefront
We
and become
brought it
super
back, man.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we brought it back at the event on Saturday there. We actually had two women's matches.
awesome.
We had one on our VIP cards. So what we like to do is like the people who are paying for these VIP tickets, I want them all going home being like, I got my money's worth. So we made sure that they're getting two private matches. They're not just like student matches or something like that. We're booking quality caliber matches for our VIP people. If they're the ones that are supporting us the most, they're the ones that we want to give back to the most. So the very first match of the night was actually the Ring Breaker Karma Rain versus Stormy Hale. So that was technically the first women's match in the new era of Island Pro Wrestling. And then later on in the card, we had that girl, Danny Leo, out of Montreal. She went up against the Vandal, Chantel. And I mean, we just put out a highlight video last night of the event. I highly recommend going to check that out because that match was, yeah,
Awesome, man.
yeah, it was
Killer,
really
man.
good.
Dude, that VIP idea, I've never heard of anything like that before. That is really unique and very cool, man.
Yeah, and those are the people that are, buying those tickets and supporting us the most. We want to make sure that they're going home being like, hey, we paid $50 for a VIP ticket. We left with $100 worth of value or something like that, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, without those people, there's no Island Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's like a VIP ticket to a concert, which I've purchased one,
Yeah,
but I got a whole extra concert out of it, and got to,
yeah, and we
so
do wrestler meet and greets. We give them a little VIP package that has like event specific merchandise. They get some lanyards, VIP, and like some buttons and stuff like that. So I mean, really just trying to make sure people are getting their money's worth 100% of the time.
very cool, man.
Yeah,
So, we record on a Thursday. The podcast actually goes out on a Tuesday. So by the time this
yeah.
comes out, the
We'll probably
Herschel,
have some of the matches released by then.
awesome, man,
Yeah.
awesome, and Herschel Jones will also have their new song out.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we definitely want to
Forget to
talk about that a
remember.
little bit.
Yeah, forget to
Cool, man.
remember that's dropping tomorrow. It's going to be worldwide. It's on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Deezer, Apple Music, YouTube Music. So I mean, yeah, tune in, check it out, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the song. As I said, it's fun first for us. So even if you hate it, let me know. I love it. Uh,
Awesome.
but but at the end of the day, it's fun for us. We're just a bunch of dudes that are making music in the basement, and now with the globalization and the internet, we can share it with everybody.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So how long have you been drumming, and what are your influences as a drummer?
So I started drumming when I was 15, maybe 16 actually. And actually the guys in Herschel Jones is our original band from back in high school. We just like took like a real long break for a while and then brought it all back. So that's pretty cool to kind of make music with your best friends from high school and stuff. But I mean, for influences, I've always been a metalhead. I've always been into, Unearth, Slipknot, Metallica, get into some death metal stuff too. I'm really into Slaughter to Prevail right now. Breaking Benjamin was great. A whole bunch of stuff like that. I've always just been like more on the heavy influence side of things.
Right on. Yeah, you can hear some like there's obviously like a traditional metal sound, but then you can hear some like metalcore kind of
Yeah,
influence in the music too. I noticed that when I was checking it out. I was like, well, that
yeah,
was unexpected. So there's some cool little turns that the music takes that
yeah.
I
We
know.
call them the fiddly diddlies.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome, man. Very cool, man. So, you mentioned September 2nd, you've got the next Island Pro show.
September
Um,
6th.
6th, I'm sorry. Man,
Yeah, all good.
we'll edit that out.
Yeah, that's the studio magic right there,
Yeah, man.
right?
Yeah, so September 6th, you've got the next Island Pro show. Um, and you'll be doing I assume the finals
Yep.
of the tournament, as well as some other stuff, I'm sure. So
Yeah,
what are we looking at?
we actually have a Canadian icon and legend in No Class, Bobby Bass. He was a very popular man back in the 80s and 90s for wrestling.
Okay.
In our area of the Maritimes of Canada, whenever you turn on TV to watch wrestling back in the 90s, it wasn't WWF, it was Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling. And
Sure. Yeah, I
that was a
remember that.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that was what we all grew up on in this region. So he was a legend in that area, and he's wrestled for the Stampede promotion out in Calgary too, where the Hart Foundation was, and
Right.
he's a very notarized man. So he's actually going to be coming to our show on September 6th. There was kind of a bit of an issue. His name is No Class Bobby Bass, very famous name. And then there was a gentleman in the region, Eric Bass, who was using the No Class name as well. So there
Mm.
was a bit of a butting of heads there. So at the last event that we had on Saturday, we actually had to suspend Eric from attending due to him using the name. And then we heard from Bobby Bass. He was like, "Don't bother suspending him. Bring him back for the next one because I want to have a word with him." So uh, it's going to be interesting to see that kind of like feud play out between a 76-year-old man
Right.
and a new age up and comers. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
Man.
interesting. And then of course we're gonna have the Maritime Luchador. He Fantana. He won the Prince Edward Island title at the last event from Zane Valentine. So this will be his first title defense against a gentleman named Caden.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
yeah, it's a busy card. It's a very busy
Yeah.
card.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah,
Um, any women coming back or on
we
this
have
one?
one. We have another women's match that we will be releasing here in the next little bit.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
So I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot or anything, but in case you're not aware, and I would hope you are aware, there's a female wrestler named Melanie Havoc up there in Canada. She's been
yeah.
around for years, man. She's so good. I just want to put that in there. Melanie Havoc
So
is amazing.
So this
Like,
is the thing with Island Pro Wrestling, man. I would
yeah,
love to get a women's division title for our
yeah, yeah,
promotion and have more women come here to participate in that division. I'm not scared to fly people in. We want
sure,
it's Island Pro Wrestling, not Island Amateur Wrestling. So as long as you're a
right.
professional, you're putting in the work, you're ready to step onto a big stage with high production value behind it, we want to work with you. So
Yeah, right on, man.
send us a resume, send us a highlight video, all that sort of stuff. I'd love to see it.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I remember when Melanie was younger and first starting years ago, and she was like very prevalent all over the internet and stuff. And I think now she's kind of settled into being a veteran up there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't follow her the way that she used to, but she's still so solid and still putting in such good work.
But it's super important for people like Melanie to still participate because there's an up and coming group of women that need to, go against these veterans and kind of
Yeah,
learn the ropes, so for lack of better terms. But one thing I'd love to see is more women get involved in wrestling. It's a hot market right now for women's wrestling. You see it on all the major players, WWE, NXT, AEW. They're all pumping out women's wrestling right now. And
yeah.
it's not just because of the sex appeal like they used to. It's because of good, high quality matches that the women are offering.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with NXT, they use the women as the selling point.
Yeah.
Like I think every single episode they mention that they have the best
Yeah.
women's division in wrestling. And honestly, most of the time on a TNA show, the women's match is the second or first best match on the card. Like
Yeah.
so, it
And
definitely.
mark my words right now, that Chantel lady that we had at our last event, you'll see her
Yeah,
move to TNA here at some point too. She's
awesome,
definitely that caliber of wrestler for sure.
awesome. Yeah. And I mean, you guys have the big company that Scott Demore just started up there too, Maple Leaf Pro.
Yeah.
Um, that people.
So that was a long time running companies, and actually, that gentleman I was talking about, No Class Bobby Bass, he had
Yeah,
participated in Maple Leaf Pro back in the day, back in the '80s and '90s. So Scott Demore had purchased that company, is now like revitalizing it. You're seeing a lot of awesome names go through there. And I mean, I can't wait to see what they come up with here in the next little bit.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely an opportunity for the younger wrestlers, like we talked about, to get in there and work with people who've been on TV, maybe get the word, passed along, that kind of thing. I mean, Scott D'Amore still has, he's still Scott D'Amore,
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
and there's a lot of wrestlers here in the east coast of Canada too that have trained up at Can-Am there in Windsor, Ontario. So I mean, Scott's school produces good people. It takes
yeah,
people like Tyson Dukes and all the other trainers that Scott has there, but they're producing good quality talent. People who are safe in the ring, know how to work a match, know the psychology behind it. Because it's not just two dudes getting into a ring and throwing down, right? There's a
right,
story. There's a story to tell. There's a sequence to follow. All that sort of stuff. So some of the people that aren't like big wrestling marks and stuff like that, they don't get that. But people who
yeah,
are actually invested in wrestling and try to actually understand why it is the way it is,
yeah.
they follow that program. And I think Scott Demore's got a great program that he's offering in Windsor, Ontario there. And I can't wait to see some of the other talent that he produces. I want to get them on our stage, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So it seems like there's a lot of exciting stuff going on in Canadian wrestling and in wrestling
wrestling in
nationally.
general, yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost
Yeah.
like a revival. Ever since they dropped it onto Netflix, it's just been like, woo! Everybody has access to it again. You can go
Yeah.
look in the vault, watch all those sick, awesome matches that were done back, like Mania 17, tables, ladders, chairs, Dudley's, Hardy's, Edge, Christian, like
Right. Sure, man. Yeah.
right. You can
Yeah.
just go
Yeah.
watch it this evening if you want to. So
Right on.
yeah,
Yeah. It was funny because I knew some people who were upset about the Netflix thing. And I was like, man, this is going to open it up to so many new people. Like everybody has Netflix because that's where all the movies and stuff are,
that's right.
So now they get wrestling on there internationally. You guys have everything, I think, right? We get Raw down here in the States, but I
Yeah,
hadn't.
we get everything up here.
Okay, yeah, I hadn't watched Raw. I mean, I don't even know how long because I couldn't.
Mhm.
It was
It's restricted.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It wasn't streaming at all unless you bought like a big package that costs, 70, $80 a month.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And it's hard to justify all of that, right? So
for sure. Yeah, for sure. So where do you see in the next few months or a couple years or however Island Pro Wrestling fitting into this big expansion of wrestling?
oh, dude, I want to get WWE ID certified or something. I want to become a promotion where scouts want to come here. I'll put them up in a hotel for the weekend to come and enjoy our event. Come and check out the talent that we're showcasing on our card. Like I definitely want to do big things with the promotion. I know it's not going to happen overnight. It takes that work to put into it. And I mean, we're willing to do the work. We're willing to, put the investment forward. We're willing to work with the talent that's hungry for it. Um, it's just all those small things that we're trying to stay on top of to build a bigger quality promotion. And hopefully someday as I said, we had like 2,300 people tune in at the last event. So there's some people in there watching that we may not know who's watching. So we always
Yeah.
want to be on the A game and make sure we're representing everybody appropriately.
Yeah, that's big numbers, man, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
yeah,
really happy with the numbers that we had.
that's awesome, man. So, before we get out of here, let's just wrap things up real quick with the information about where they can find you online, both the band and the promotion,
I
where the
mean,
show's going to be, and all that good stuff.
yeah, like everything to do with Herschel Jones. That's Herschel Jones Band on all the platforms. Everything with Island Pro Wrestling. It's at Island Pro Wrestling. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Reddit. We're on YouTube. Go follow the channels. Give us a like. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And all that sort of stuff. So
Love it.
we got our next big event is September 6th, and I mean the card is full. It's going to be a busy night. I would love to see even more viewership than we had at the last one. Every little bit counts on moving the needle up. So it's just constantly making sure that we're, you know, moving in the right direction, trending in the proper direction.
Awesome, man. All right, so I want to thank Justin Summers
Thanks,
for coming
Keith.
on this week, man. This
Yeah.
has been fun.
Hell yeah, man. We'll have to do it again.
Oh, for sure, brother. Yeah, absolutely. My buddy Chad Vandermark for setting this thing up. Appreciate
you, Chad. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, awesome guest. I want to thank my producer Tyler Martin. If there is any editing to do, he's going to get in there and edit it, clean it up, make us look good. So that's always awesome. Like I said last time, we broke right before we recorded the podcast last time. We broke 1,000 subscribers on Spotify, and now we're up to like 1,050. So I'm psyched, man. We're coming up on our 1 year anniversary, and we're hitting it.
That's what I mean. You're moving that needle. It's
Yeah.
the small gains that pays off in the end, man. You just keep part of the course, keep doing what you're doing. People are gonna get the word, and they're gonna start following, and you're gonna grow that audience big.
Absolutely, brother. And I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully we're helping each other grow right now, dude. That's the plan, you know.
100%, man. It's all about the networking.
Right on. All right, so everybody, we'll be back next week. Thank you so much, and I've been your host, Keith, and this has been Most Excellent Entertainment.